True love and devotion exist, and one man from Waikiki, Hawaii, embodied it perfectly. After his beloved wife passed away, he never stopped visiting her grave. Bringing flowers as payback for all she did for him during their 72-year marriage. 93-year-old Ted Richardson met the love of his life when he was only 16. He still remembers going home and telling his dad that he had seen the girl he wanted to marry. While he had the foresight for their future wedding, Ted couldn't have imagined the great romance and decades-long commitment ahead of them. Theirs is a love story for the ages. Ted served his country as a Marine in World War II, and while he was away from home, he kept a photo of a girl named Florence close by. He looked at it often, confessing, "She was beautiful. I didn't mind looking at her all the time." When the veteran service ended, he didn't waste any time before marrying the girl of his dreams. So a lifetime of love and laughter started. Ted worked as a teacher, and the FBI employed his wife. Together, they had a son, Ted Jr., and life was perfect. The couple enjoyed 72 years of marital bliss, in which Florence remained tender-hearted, only losing her temper with Ted once. Thanks to Ted's record-keeping, he knew exactly how many times he had visited his wife's grave from her passing until 2018. The number is unbelievable. Ted was in awe of his wife's dedication to their union and family, cherishing her every chance he could until her passing in 2013. When she died, he lost his best friend and quickly developed a routine that allowed him to continue honoring her. 6 days a week, no matter the weather, Ted visited his wife's burial site at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. He took free buses from his Waikiki residence and was usually the first person there at 6:30 a.m., eagerly waiting to get in. The widower spent most of his time tending to the area around Florence's grave, cutting the grass, and placing fresh flowers in front of the plaque that read, "Wife of CPL Ted Richardson, USMC, beloved American mother." He often opted to bring colorful carnations for his wife because they started as tiny buds, opening slowly over 2 or 3 days. The security staff at the cemetery knew Ted well, driving him up the hill to his wife's gravesite every day. For Ted, the act of service was something he called payback time. He considered it his way of returning his doting wife's love and service towards him for all the years they were married. Thanks to Ted's record-keeping, he knew exactly how many times he had visited his wife's grave from her passing until 2018. The number is unbelievable. He had taken 1,300 trips to her gravesite. The widower even made plans for the future when he was no longer around, asking his church to bring flowers to Florence's grave once a month. But while he was still able, he had no plans of stopping his daily visits, sharing, "I'll keep going as long as I can go. God will tell me when I've had enough." The online community admired Ted's devotion to his late wife. Many people shared their desires to have a beautiful love like theirs, while others applauded the sweet and caring veteran. "I'm a younger lad, but this man's energy and this whole story are so admirable. Thanks for sharing." Joshua Dawson: "My grandpa did the same for my grandmother. Their generation is what America needs now, love and respect." Cindy Moriel Libera: "Does this kind of love ever exist anymore? I just want to find somebody who loves me the way that this man loves his late wife." Brianna Groman: "May we all have such dedicated love in our lives. Bless you, Ted Richardson." Stevie Prophet: "Ted is a one-of-a-kind man. His actions display the kind of love everyone longs for and deserves, unconditional and unending. We take our hats off and commend his honorable way of cherishing the woman who meant the most to him." Let's move on to the next story. A granddaughter watched her grandparents as they wiped tears from their cheeks. She couldn't stand by as they experienced sadness and pain, so she took a photo and asked people online to help. Ashley Bardiak looked up to her grandmother and grandfather, admiring their decades-long marriage. They were devoted grandparents who spent a lifetime together, making memories with their family. Sadly, Wolfram and Anita Gottschalk were forced into an unexpected living situation as they got older. They hadn't been apart for 62 years, and their hearts broke when they could no longer live together. In August 2016, Ashley shared her grandparents' story with the world. She told netizens about their undying love and devotion, hoping someone would assist with their current issue. Alongside a photo of Wolfram and Anita, the granddaughter wrote, "This is the saddest photo I've ever taken. This is my Omi and my Opie. As you can see, they're both wiping away tears." She explained that the photo was taken in Surrey at Yale Road in Canada and showcased an honest moment between her grandparents. Wolfram was in a waiting facility, hoping to be placed in a nursing home that could see to his health issues. His wife stayed in the residence in Morgan Heights, but Wolfram's fate was unknown. Delays and failing administrative systems prevented the couple from being in the same care facility. Wolfram wanted to live in the same place as his wife, but there was no progress for 8 months. It was the longest time the couple had been separated during their 62 years of marriage. It pained them and burdened their family, who tried to bring them together as often as possible. Ashley's plea for help with their reunification was urgent, and she told people her grandparents deserved to spend their final years together. She tried following other channels, but had no success, so she turned to Facebook. Whenever they spent time together, the couple cried. Their granddaughter stated, "They generally have a really good time. We bring him snacks, but when it comes time to leave, he wonders why he can't come with us." News from Wolfram's doctor added to the couple's distress. He was diagnosed with cancer, and time was limited. Wolfram also had dementia that was getting worse over time. While he could still remember everything about his beloved wife, the family feared he would start to forget Anita if they continued living separately. Ashley's plea for help with their reunification was urgent, and she told people their grandparents deserved to spend their final years together. She tried following other channels but had no success, so she turned to Facebook. The granddaughter's post quickly went viral as users understood that something needed to be done before it was too late. Ashley shared her grandmother's biggest desire. She is just begging anyone that can help her get her husband back. It's been very difficult for our family. Fraser Health Authority responded to the overwhelming public outcry regarding the couple's story, and a representative offered some clarity. Taslim Juma explained that the spouses needed different levels of health care, and placing them was tricky. Thankfully, the couple got what they desperately wanted 1 month after Ashley's post went viral. The granddaughter said, "Our family joyfully witnessed the reunification of Wolfram and Anita Gottschalk. Wolfram has finally been moved to the same facility as Anita at the residence at Morgan Heights. The reunion saw tears of joy for all involved." Ashley thanked the media and Fraser Health for making the reunification possible. She hoped their story would bring attention to other elderly couples wishing to live with their loved ones during their golden years. Ashley and her family vowed to be advocates for the cause. The granddaughter shared a tear-jerking video of Anita embracing Wolfram for the first time, knowing she wouldn't have to say goodbye again. She took her husband's face in her hands, and they both cried tears of relief and abundant happiness. They held hands, kissed, and smiled as they looked into each other's eyes. It was a touching moment, and something they truly deserved. Well done to Ashley for fighting for her precious grandparents.